I want to talk about the ecosystem which ensures that this disclosure happens appropriately. First is the management and the business itself. The primary responsibility for disclosures is always the management, whether it's mutual fund management, the issuer corporate management, whether it's the mutual fund distributions management. Every intermediary, every counterparty in this ecosystem has a responsibility at the primary business level. Then you have checks and balances like the governance systems, the board of the company. They are charged with ensuring that risks are adequately disclosed and that disclosures and the numbers that come out are true and fair, and so on and so forth. Companies are required to have independent risk chains, as are most institutions that are part of a capital markets ecosystem. Things like rating agencies, which we regulate, are there to ensure that there is an adequate independent check and balance. And we as a regulator do not opine on the ratings. We don't know the ratings, but we try and make sure that any possible conflict of interest is addressed and that rating agencies can do their job freely and fairly and professionally, and that they're held accountable to some extent for whatever they come out with. There are agencies like auditors, there are market infrastructure institutions, the exchanges, the clearing corporations, the depositories, which are first-line regulators. There are research analysts, professional investors, financial institutions, the media, and each one of us as responsible investors. We are all part of this ecosystem to ensure that there is truth in the ecosystem, that we all have collective trust in it, and that therefore people can take their risk, their investments in an informed, responsible manner. Again, I'm not shirking our responsibility as SEBI. Of course, we have a crucial role to play. My simple pitch to you is things like behavioral errors are too critical and crucial to be left to the doctor or to SEBI alone. It is a collective responsibility starting from the investor herself, flowing up the chain of every intermediary and every governance mechanism in the ecosystem, and finally, of course, landing up as SEBI. I have this thing which I've said in the past before. It's not a great idea to rely on SEBI for things like ensuring everything is good in the ecosystem, because SEBI is a bit like the old Bollywood movie police guys who arrive at the scene after the climax, after the hero has bashed up the villain, and then we come firing in the air and saying, now this is the end of the movie. So if you're waiting for the Bollywood, policeman to come, you're not in a good place. You need a lot of the checks and balances in between to work to be able to address this in a timely and proactive fashion.